it. So let's get this thing going.
Great.
Hi.
Hey, girl. Look at you. So is it daytime there?
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's 8 a.m. here. So I think it's when I do
Right.
the invites. Like
Yes.
maybe I should start doing it like Eastern Standard Time or what have you.
Yeah, because
Because
that's the
people,
default. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I thought
Mm-hmm.
it adjusted it for everybody's local time, but I guess not. So I need to figure
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah.
But hi, Joy.
Hey, Wanda.
So good to see you.
Same here, same here. So did you get to see that YouTube video I did on Panama? Alonzo
No,
posted.
no. What was
Oh,
in the
okay.
YouTube video?
He did an interview with me last week, and he posted it in the Black Expats, and then I posted it on my page. I had just wondered if you had seen that. It was a cute little video he did.
Well, we all need to check it out.
Alonzo Broomfield. Yeah, he's going to be moving to Panama soon. So looking forward to having him. And he's doing a lot of videos on Panama,
Mm-hmm.
giving out a lot of good information. So, yeah, he had me on his first expat guest on his YouTube channel. So that was fun. And so now
So,
I'm doing your show.
but but it's actually your show. So, like, tell us, what landed you in Panama?
Whoa, well, after so many years of just being a serial entrepreneur and, had reached that point where I just wanted to kick back and not work so hard, not stop working, but not work so hard. So I was just trying to figure out where I can do that. And a little research, landed me here to Panama. They have an excellent program for retirees, which they call the pensionado. I took advantage of that, very easy to qualify. And then you get excellent benefits. They've got great benefits for the retirees here. And the proximity to the States, the great weather. What else? There's a lot of good things about Panama, and I was always looking to move out of country, to move out of the States. So, the stars were lining up because things back in the States was getting tight on me. It was getting tight on this sister here.
I heard that.
And so, yeah, independent, no ties, nothing to really hold me back. So I settled my affairs, got rid of everything, and just lock, stock, and barrel. Just came to Panama. I didn't do a tour.
Really? So you moved and you hadn't seen Panama at all? You didn't know?
Well, I had came before. Like in 2014, I think it was 2014, 2015, one of those. And I had stayed for a while because I was hoping to do business here. I was hoping to, do some development. And I wanted to come and check out contacts and get some contacts and hopefully, do some business. But that didn't work out.
So when you say serial entrepreneur, you mean it?
Oh yeah.
Was
So
Panama,
I've done several businesses over the years. Huh?
was Panama the first place you moved abroad, or had you lived other places even for like a little while?
For a little while, I was in Canada. I love Canada on the British Columbia side. Would have stayed there if I could have, established residency. It's Canada is open and welcoming, but they have, their specific skilled labor force and things like that in mind. But so when you're entrepreneurial, you either got to be like opening a business, running a business, or something digital like you can do here in Panama. And so yes, I lived in Canada for about 4 months. I also was considering Belize, but I eventually chose Panama because, like I said, of the great benefit program they have for retirees. And let's face it, it's a beautiful country. You can live anywhere, mountain, beach, city, you know, they have
Um,
everything.
Speaking of the views, last meetup you were talking about the men's there in
Yeah,
Panama.
the man.
So
Sister.
what's your dating life like been there?
Oh, well, let's see. No dating life really, but it's only because, I'm focusing on getting secured, right? Because I'm the quintessential baby boomer. Seriously, the career-minded sister. So, um, but the men here, most like men in a lot of places, they have that machismo. But it's the beautiful colors of melanin that you
Yeah.
find here with the Black Panamanians and the Spanish. They speak that Spanish to you. So you be wanting to really like, hook up to learn some Spanish. But yeah, and friendly, very friendly. And so they like American women. Of course, they think we're money bags, and some of them treat them like we are the money bags. So, but overall, you do get a lot of attention from them.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, that's interesting because like I think that's something that women consider wherever they're going to go. Like, what is the possibility of hooking up if they aren't already not hooking up like
Yes.
that, but being able to meet someone and spend some time and have your needs met.
Oh, it happens. It happens. I've met a couple of ladies here who have hooked up, who are very satisfied and happy with their local partners. It's just, for me, it wouldn't matter Panama, Malaysia, or Bali. It takes a lot to get my attention. It
Come
always has been
on,
that way.
pieces
It
I am
always
not
has been that
used
way. Yeah. Quintessential baby boomer career woman. That's me. That would be my picture. Never married, no children. Seriously. I was one of, back in the day when that was pioneering.
to.
So first one in my family to go to college, the oldest in my immediate family.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I took that American dream, hook, line, and sinker. I've owned 2 homes. I've built affordable housing in 3 locations in South Georgia for low to moderate income households. I did that for over 20 years.
Wow.
So it's been it's been a journey. It's been a nice ride, and so I know I don't seem to look all that old and weathered, but it's because you have to self-care if you want to stick around, and
That's
so
part of what
it's
I
been.
wanted to ask you. So you had all of those ventures. Were any of them fulfilling? Like, do you feel like your soul needs were met?
Great question. Yeah, for the most part, the affordable housing certainly was very fulfilling, but it just got a little too much when you're pretty much the lone wolf handling everything, and that was just due to circumstances of where I was located, I guess my management style. Uh, so after just trying to manage everything on my own, I realized that my season had come to an end. If I couldn't enlist the support that I needed to continue, then it
Uh,
was time to move on. But it was fulfilling. I mean, I did a lot of good. Um, Very proud of what I was able to accomplish.
mhm.
And so it's led me to this now career that I want to do is continue to serve, in the form of coaching, to help boomers like me, single career women who find themselves at this point in time in their life with maybe minimal support or no support at all, and they're facing the golden time of their lives. What are we going to do? Who are we going to commune with? How are we going to spend those days? I certainly don't want to be shuttled off to any nursing facility or long-term care, assisted living. I want to live my days vibrant, in service, active, among hopefully living in community among like-minded sisters, So that's what Blast is all about. That's what this new venture of mine is all about.
Are you finding that community?
Here in Panama, sure. Mm-hmm. Hold on, it seems like, let me plug in my PC. I thought I had it plugged in.
Okay. Miss Sabrina says we have similar backgrounds. So,
Excellent.
yeah, she and you have similar backgrounds.
Yeah, what I did was I moved my power cord to another location so I could plug up better and forgot to turn it back on. All
That's all
right, so
right.
I'm
Just a
plugged
little
up here
break,
now.
just a little pause for the cause. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Great. So I'm sorry, what was the last question? I think
I was asking about you being able to find the community that you're looking for of like-minded individuals, people not ready for any type of DK situation in assisted living or a nursing home or what have you.
it's very exciting, the feedback that I'm getting with this latest venture of mine, Glass. I think I'm on to something. I've got women who are interested. They feel what I'm saying. They say they've been wondering the same thing too. Because I grew up in a time where, we talk about, the sad passing of the notorious RBG. May she rest in peace. She did a lot for us women. I wouldn't be who I was if it wasn't for that lady, for that woman. And so we grew up in that era that, the world was opening up to us. You didn't necessarily have to go out and get a husband and have kids. And so, there's plenty of me's out there. So where are we now? Unless you have good extended family ties or grown children, a lot of us probably have had grown children, but like I said, for me, I never had children. So, and
Do you
and
really
there,
think coming up in your time that the husband and kids route was the same for Black women?
I'm sorry, did I feel it was the same?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the opportunities were getting more limited. There still was a intact family unit, a Black family unit was still somewhat intact as I was growing up. You still had a lot of full cohesive unit households. There wasn't a lot of single parenting when I was growing up.
There was not.
No, not when I was growing up. It was still, rather taboo to be a single teenager, unwed. I grew up in the early '60s, and so, my mom told us, there's priorities, okay, and so that's how we were raised. But times change. I understand that. But what I know is that even now the tide is coming back. You have a lot of young girls nowadays realizing, hey, I have a career I have to nurture. I need to finish school. So I see on Facebook groups a lot where girls are very proud to say, I have no children. And I say, oh, look at that. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like we've ever been. Well, I can understand how, but it doesn't seem like we've ever been tied down to that dogma as much.
Probably, in the sense that maybe it wasn't so modeled that we could accept that. But, certainly for me, my path was always one of career, never one of domestication. I was going to go to school, I was going to get my degree, and I had the world at my feet after that. Now, my contemporaries, most of them, a lot of them did marry right out of high school. A lot of them went off to college. So, it was just a mixture.
Mm.
And some married while in college. You know, that was another thing. You find you a good man in college.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good man.
Well, you know, he's in college, right? So that jogged me, yeah.
So tell us
But yeah.
about Blast. Like, what all does it encompass? What exactly are you doing there with Blast in Panama?
Blast is what I came up with as a means to jumpstart my coaching business that I've been trying to get up and running for about a year now. But here in Panama, it's difficult because my client base certainly isn't Panamanian, and for the most part, will be coming from the States and other locations. But so I realized that there was an increasing demand to come visit Panama for a lot of reasons. The turmoil that's going on in the States, you know, number one, the turmoil that's going on in the States.
Number one, two, and three.
Yes. And some of the more popular tours, long-standing tours here operating were booked. And so I saw a little opportunity. And I niched down and thought that I, would concentrate on coaching boomers to come to Panama because it was such a great deal. I feel it is. I was my avatar, so to speak. And so, I launched it with that in mind. Blast, boomers, living abroad stylishly together. So that was the
Come on.
acronym.
Yeah.
That was the acronym for Blast. But now it's expanded, due to the turmoil, of Black folk wanting to pursue life abroad. So I've expanded it to include Black folk who want to blast it, right? I like say Hillary, I'm going to give you girl props on blast it. She's the first one that came up with it, okay? And and then even best buds, if you got best buds, single females that want to, so I've opened up the B to expand to be a triple hitter. Blacks, boomers, and best buds. Living abroad. And I'm offering 6-day, 7-night tours to explore Panama, mostly beach locations, but the city as well. We want to see Cologne, got to go see Chocolate City. And pardon? Yeah,
I just said,
Cologne is, and yeah, I'm just excited because the feedback has been great. So a lot of people are interested, in what I have to offer or what I will be offering, and a lot of people are interested in visiting Panama. So I hope to be very successful in this venture because it'll allow me to be the digital nomadist, baby. Okay. Digital nomad sister.
how have you found it to connect with your target audience? So it's moved, right? From boomers to what you're doing now. How has it been trying to make those connections to find those people?
Yeah, they're finding me. That's what's so exciting about it. I'm now gonna do some active reach, some active reach to target and pinpoint these added folks. But with the Facebook groups that I'm participating in, and with my blast page, I'm, with the Facebook algorithm, I'm not even really doing any Facebook ads, and I'm getting a
Mm-hmm.
lot of, interest. So I'm encouraged. So once I get the website up, I'm going to be driving traffic with a quiz funnel, and then I'll start with some Facebook ads, and then we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I think I can generate some business with what I'm offering. At least just to come look see, and that's what I'm calling it. I'm not really trying to say it's a relocation tour where I'm going to just, I can offer you that, But we're just going to come in, check Panama out for 6 days, 7 nights, have a blast, small, intimate setting. Due to COVID, I'm not going to have any more than five to seven persons per tour, and have a good time.
What kind of advice would you give to anyone who is trying to get their business off the ground? So, like, as a serial entrepreneur, you have so much experience between brick and mortar and now, like, moving online. So, if there's something that you could offer in terms of just like general advice for those trying to, become profitable or test out their ideas or whatever.
Well, the number one thing I would say is just, be patient with yourself, believe in yourself. The struggle is real. Don't give up. You know, if you have the heart for it, you have to be committed, and so, the struggle is real. And then, just seek out those that can help you. And don't be cheap trying to, get by. Real good advice, folks realize it's valuable. I tend to give my info away. So, but really, you want to pay for good help. So if you need good help with your business development, incorporating, strategizing, marketing, just don't try to be so cheap about it.
What do you think paying for that kind of help does for a person? Like, why should they pay for it?
It shows that they're committed, because once you put your money on the table, you've got skin in the game. So chances are you're going to be more motivated to follow through and complete. And that's what's so important about coaching, because people don't realize, once you invest in yourself on a regular basis like that, to keep you motivated, to keep you pushed, to keep you moving forward to your goal, it pays off. So, we try to self-coach, we try to self-motivate. I've been there, I know, trying to be cheap, trying to say, oh, I know all of this. I've got business background. I can motivate myself. I know. But at the end of the day, sometimes, just that objective accountability is what gets you over the hump. And a good coach.
Yeah, so good coach. That's also part of what I wanted to ask you. Like, how can a person find what's good for them? Because there are a lot of everything out there, right? There's a lot of coaches. There's a lot of courses. There's a lot of conferences. Like, how can a person decide what is a good investment for them?
Right, how to weed through all of it. Yeah, that's a great question, and there's really no easy answer. A lot of it comes with experience, being burnt. You learn to be a little bit more cautious before you jump in certain opportunities. Be a little bit more diligent about your due diligence, knowing that you have to exercise due diligence. It's not always a good feel. Folks know about how to make things, emotive, where you react because it feels good, it sounds good. So, you have to see all past that and try to determine if it's a good fit for you, for what you need to accomplish, not necessarily what they have to sell. So, and then always ask for referrals. That's always the easiest way to stay out of trouble. Ask people who they would recommend, who they would use.
Miss Sabrina says the mainstream sites promoting Panama always talk about boquete.
Boquete.
I've heard that U.S. retirees bring their same issues with them.
Yes.
If you are not wanting to be in an expat bubble, where would you suggest looking besides PC?
But Boquete is an enclave for, just a little bit of what, you don't want to find in the States. Not to be negative about it, but I know the black expats that have been in Boca, they're moving. They're leaving. It's a
Yeah.
nice place to go visit, to have a little foodie adventure, but in terms of a lifestyle there, you'd be hard pressed to find your paradise in Boquete. Just gonna be honest. There's a lot of other places in Panama for us with deeper melanin can go and enjoy the beauty that the country has. Um, I would say in and around Panama City, you can check out communities in Ariahan. This is where I'm at, Playa Dorado. I've been talking it up a bit lately. It's affordable. It's 20, 30 minutes outside the city. It's got a little beach area. And then, of course, Coronado, Nuevo Gorgonia is starting to get very popular. El Valle. Then you can go on the Caribbean side, Cologne. A lot of folks don't want to go to Cologne. It's dangerous. But, it's dangerous everywhere. Someone in Cologne, you get to know the people in Cologne. They've got beautiful beach areas in Cologne. And so there's a lot of places in Panama to explore. Even Bocas del Toro has a wonderful community of sisters there. I love being in Bocas, and they would love for more sisters to come to Bocas. So, yeah.
Well, what else are you looking forward to? So you have ideas for how you're going to expand and how you can work within what you're doing right now because of the pandemic. What else are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this off and going. I'm not really sure what the requirement's going to be in terms of occupancy. We don't know yet, so we'll wait and see. But I'm a very strategic, nose to the grind person. I've learned that over the years, and so I want to build up last over the next year and a half. And then look to expand outwards as I travel and try to determine other great places for expats who want to settle. So, but at this point in time, Wanda, I'm not really trying to work too hard. I just want to be able to fund my travel lifestyle. Okay. Seriously, yeah. That's about it. And just be in service. If I can coach people, to create and accomplish their dream goals, if I can do 3 or 4 like that a month, I'd be happy because, they're happy. I'm happy. I can go book a flight somewhere. Life's good.
I love that. Do you think you still have this drive in you? So it sounds like you might be
I
slowing down a little
do.
bit.
I
Like you
know.
wanna have a project, but like you don't want it to be too crazy.
Very perceptive. I mean, that's very true. I mean, I do have this drive. I don't know where this drive, I mean, but it's a good thing. I mean, because, once you sit down and don't have drive, you might as well just, close the curtains. I mean, no. So, but like I said, and you just reiterated, I don't want to work as hard. I just want to have some fun, easy greasy, and be effective. And if all my business is referral, I'll be happy with that. Mm-hmm.
Were there any, you said that you don't have kids, were there any, um, what's it called, like fallout with family? Were your family understanding of you leading this like non-traditional life? Because you led a very traditional life up until then, right?
I did, yeah. I followed all the rules, to pursue the American dream. I did. And then I went on to, try to become a businesswoman, which I did. And So, but like I said, all that it was just I got to a point. I'm looking around. It wasn't fulfilling. I mean, here I am. I'm in a big house all by myself. Okay, this isn't fun anymore. So I got rid of the big house. You know, divested of the nonprofit. It was a nonprofit I founded, and so I passed it off and sold my management contracts. And family, they just, I guess I was always the odd one. I don't know. I mean, I do puzzle my family. I understand that. But, they realize I've always been very independent. So, and that, they call me the big cuz.
Always been
So,
very
yeah,
independent, huh?
always. Yeah. To a, yeah. I won't say to a fault because I just don't, I'll just say there's sacrifices have been made. I'll just say that.
So any of the people that you knew, like coming up, like none of them wanted to experience like life abroad? Like, have you kept in touch with them? Like, do they
Oh,
even think that it's weird that you are retiring abroad?
I've got a couple of girlfriends. They want to be with me so bad it hurts. My real closest good buddies.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anita. Shout out to Sabrina. Yeah, they want to be here so bad. And then I've got a couple that just don't quite. Well, they support me, and
Yeah.
they're surprised, and then they're not surprised. They say, "Oh, that's Joyce. That's something she'll do." And then if everyone else have a other way of feeling about it, they just don't communicate to me. So I've got a lot of that. Yeah. I don't hear from anybody about me being here. So, but it's all good. Because you know what? Because I feel good that I'm here. There's no way I could be in the States right now. And I feel, my heart aches for those that have to deal with that. Just the environment, the air. You know what I'm saying?
I do. You know something? It's like we don't escape it necessarily. Like it's
Right.
the secondhand
That's right.
processing of it all, the feeling of it all,
Right.
the
Right.
knowing what they're going through. But
Mm-hmm.
also, I can sleep at night and not be afraid that somebody's gonna bust in my house and
Mm-hmm.
murder me in my sleep, and I not get justice for it. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge difference. So
And
while
just, whew, you're
while
right.
some may be, you know, it takes a lot of sides, right, in order to eradicate a problem, and even in order to acknowledge that there is a problem. Um, but girl, good luck to them, because that's not my
I
ministry.
know.
That's
I
not my
know because it's like you say, it's like when you said secondhand, that brought up the analogy for me of, someone in the room, a smoke-filled room. The USA is a smoke-filled room, and everybody's getting sick from the secondhand smoke just by being there. So yeah, we're distanced from it, but yet and still, we just empathize so with what's going on because hey, that's my point. When I was growing up, Wanda, we had the promise of the civil rights era. We had the promise, that things were going to get better for blacks. Sure, we went through the assassinations of King and the Kennedys, but we still, they laid the groundwork. We thought, we were going to slowly move past that. All right. And so then, yeah, we elected Obama. And then all hell breaks loose. And then I'm going like, these folks, nothing's going to change.
that
Nothing.
is that is something to experience it through the years like that. And I think that something is lost with the turning of generations. Information is lost, experiences are lost, because when you are whatever, in your teens, in your 20s, even in your 30s, a lot of times you don't know a lot about what happened before you. So I really love like how a lot of information is resurfacing. People who are into that or whose profession it is are bringing back all this information to us so that we have access because that's really important. It's not just about what's been
Mm-hmm.
happening
Mm-hmm.
since
Mm-hmm.
Ferguson. It didn't start with Ferguson.
Ooh, it's been since day one. It's been since day one, and so you're right that the information is now being surfaced. Because even a lot of stuff that I didn't, of course, we weren't
Yeah,
taught. We were taught more than what's being taught now, certainly.
but the thing
But
is a lot of times you are just trying to survive in a system
that's
that
it.
wasn't built for you, and so it is difficult. And it's difficult to be black because you are having to educate yourself about so much more than how to negotiate a raise, how to have a good resume, or if you're trying to start your own business, like how you can leverage loans and stuff like that in order to get off the ground. It is so layered, it is so cumbersome.
But and it's a quicksand because we're navigating all of that with nothing sturdy beneath us. The playing field has never been level, will never be level. If you're an entertainer or a ball player, or someone that has somehow found a way to make a lot of money, okay, well then you're in. But for all the regular folk, we're just slowly slipping through the quicksand. So my deal is I'm gonna take my little Social Security and I'm gonna go live somewhere affordably, okay, and stop because I can't afford to live in the country where I've earned it. That shows you, and that stuns me. That stuns because I'm single. I mean, so
I think that too, it is, I think that for the people that we touch and the next generations and what have you. It's not just about leaving for the sake of saving yourself. I think that that opens people up because, like, realistically, we've been leaving. Like, you look at all the artists that could not be the artists that they were staying in the
that's
States.
right.
They had to.
They had
Um,
to.
and it impacted their art, which has touched us. These are like very famous
Mm-hmm.
people who
Mm-hmm.
had the space, they had the clarity, they had the access to themselves. And a lot of times in America, there's just too much pressure for you to have access to yourself. Go
Mm-hmm.
especially like working a job, going into the workplace, however many days a week, and just how draining that is, and how a lot of times it's hard to even see anything beyond that.
Americans are the hardest working people on the planet.
I mean, that's what
In,
they say.
in terms of the number of sheer hours we put in apart from family and recreation.
I don't know. Some of these, I've heard stories about the Japanese like dying on the
Oh
train.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, work is their life. Maybe a
For
close
real.
second, but yeah.
I'd have to look at the data, but I understand what you're saying.
Mhm. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've seen the data somewhere that the Americans, the sheer number of work hours that we put in, and I know growing up, that's all that was, that was major. It's not so much now. It's starting to come back down a little bit, but I was a workaholic. That's all I did was work.
Looking back
You
on those
know,
years of you being an entrepreneur and putting your all your time and energy into those into your work, like,
into those pursuits, yeah.
do you have as focused on using your time well? Because I think that's what it is. I don't think it's a you want to be productive kind of thing. I think it's a more you have these talents and these skills and interests, and like you enjoy using your time in that way. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's what I mean by service. Yeah, that's what I mean by being, effective and meaningful in someone else's life. I've had that notion. Oh gosh, the last 30 years when I had the epiphany and came out of corporate world
Mm-hmm.
and went into the nonprofit sector.
Mm-hmm.
I became more happier about my contribution to society because just going in just to make money to buy things that wasn't a philosophy that sat well with me at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the material accumulation factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like nice things, but I'm just not gonna work to fill up a house with nice things. I'll work to buy a nice house,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily to fill it up with nice things,
Mm-hmm.
that type of thing. So,
Was it like looking back on how you spent your time and your energy then? Do you feel any kind of way about that? Like, would you have spent it any differently if you had known, I guess, like ultimately what the payoff? I don't know how
that's a
you.
great question.
Hmm.
I can't say that I would have done anything differently. I probably would have, maybe tweaked a couple of decisions, but I think the core of the direction that I've taken, I probably would have done the same.
Hmm.
Um, because I'm happy. I mean, sure, it would be nice to have you know, companionship. But I can go out and hang out with folk if I want. But it would be nice to have that one-on-one companionship after not having it all these years. You wonder if you're ever gonna be able to enjoy that aspect of life. I'm curious. So I hope that still is in the future for me. And so, by my divesting this drive that I have for entrepreneurship, which is rooted in my security, who else is going to take care of me is how I've always looked at it. So I have to take care of me. I have to get that in place first before I can, relax and deal with other things that need to be dealt with, like a personal life. Yeah.
That is a choice I think that a lot of Black women find themselves making, actually.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I can coach you on that.
Companionship.
Yeah. I used to do a lot of it. I used to do a lot of it with my tenants back in the day.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that there was anybody that was on your level, like that would have been, you would have been able to entertain? Because you said before, like it takes a lot to get your attention.
That's right, girl. It does. It takes a lot. It
So
does. It takes a lot.
was there anybody that was like open minded enough, you know, to be in a relationship with the Joyce?
Well, I'm not gonna say it like or characterize it like that. It's just that when you're so focused on, and that's me. I'm just so focused on taking care of me. I'm not one of these ladies to go out and try to find somebody to take care of me or to help them. No, 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 no. I have the means to take care of me, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm sorry I'm so focused on that right now. Okay. And I'm thankful that I am because it keeps me out of trouble. I'm not moaning and groaning about what I don't have. Okay. So,
Okay.
I'm hopeful. I'm just weird like that. I don't know what it is. I do. I surprise myself even. I do. That I'm so focused on business even after all these years.
That is very interesting because, like, I can see how patriarchy says that the man is supposed to take care of you. So I can see how um, the men's is would be
Mm-hmm.
in a tizzy about that.
Mm-hmm. And it must be an aura that I throw off because it's not like I'm still farming a whole lot of dudes, man.
She said, none of that over here. Can you read
No.
my energy?
But yeah, I mean, I'm keeping myself in shape. I'm gonna be ready for whenever the opportunity presents itself. You better believe it. That's right. Yeah.
Well,
And hopefully starting to travel and do these tours, that's going to open up a whole lot of other opportunities because it's never too late. It's
never,
never too late.
never. He might
Never
just
too
fly
late.
in on a Tuesday. Y'all moving in together
Yep.
on a Thursday.
Ooh,
No.
yeah, I'll be down for it because I'll be ready.
I love
So
it.
have you been to Panama?
I have not. I have not been to
Well, you
Panama.
got to come, dear. You have got to come. And so your rally and rejoice does that start tomorrow?
It's October the 4th, so it's next Sunday.
Next Sunday, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wish you all the best with that, honey.
Thank you.
That's
She's
wonderful.
coming right together.
That's a big event.
It's taking some planning for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for asking about it. Is there anything? Oh, Miss Sabrina says, how does the cost of living compare since Panama uses the U.S. dollar, particularly with Social Security and pension income?
I mean, you can hardly beat it here, Sabrina. I'm here to tell you. I mean, your Social Security check is going to stretch much further. Housing is very affordable, depending on your level of amenities and location. I'm going to say food can be a little expensive depending on, where you're going to steadily get your groceries. If you're going to steadily get your groceries from the supermarkets where there are a lot of imported items from the U.S., then your grocery bill is going to be on the high side. If you go local, then you're going to save a lot on that grocery bill as well. Transportation, very affordable. Entertainment for retirees, very affordable. Everything you get discounts on. So, that's why I'm here. Panama is the #1 choice for retirement destination, in my opinion. So check me out, Blast Tours. Check me out on Facebook at Blast Boomer. And I'll have the website up hopefully by next week as well, by the end of next week. I'm working on it.
Miss Sally Matu says on Facebook, tell us
Sally.
about Panama. Yeah.
Yeah, where's
she said,
at?
Where's the beach? What airport do you fly into?
To get to the beach?
She said, tell us about Panama. Where's the beach? What airport do you fly into? That's all.
Okay. You can take a flight into Bocas from Panama City, and Bocas is just an island, a lot of beaches. So that's like an hour flight from Panama City. We'll be doing that on the Blast Tour. We're going to fly into Bocas as our first destination. We're going to stay there 2 nights. Bocas is just a very bohemian vibe, very, very fun place to be. Otherwise, you fly into Panama City, the main international airport, and beaches from Panama City will vary. 2 hours going west, Coronado area, which is another favorite expat spot. A lot of good beaches. You can come south to the Azura Peninsula, upscale beaches. Cologne and Portobello on the Caribbean side. Again, those are more melanin-laden areas and gorgeous beaches. So But again, Cologne and Portobello is going to be about an hour outside Panama City. Hope that
And,
helps.
and let's see. Letisa says, how much are your expenses per month?
My expenses are less than, because I'm really scaling back. Certainly now that I'm trying to launch this business. So, rent, groceries, utilities, transportation. I'm gonna say my monthly expenses are less than $1,000 a month. That's everything: rent, utilities, groceries, transportation.
I think those are all the questions. Is there something that you wanted to talk about that we didn't cover?
No, girl, you did good. You was like a coach. You was bringing stuff out of me. So I'm very pleased, unless someone else has a question. But yeah, I've enjoyed this. It's very cathartic.
Well, good. So I was able to get a bit of it streamed to Facebook, but I will put the whole thing up on Facebook. And when
Yeah,
I'm going
no
to
worries.
link all of your resources so that people can connect with you.
Great. Great. Well,
Well,
Wanda, you've been a gracious host. I love the questions. I love, opening up and talking with you and answering questions. And when are things expected to open up? We're expecting things. Okay, the airport opened up October 12th, and I think maybe a week after that, most everything else will be open and ready to go with the last couple of groups. I forget, they have just a couple last lagging places will be, opening up later. But for the most part, things should be opening up next month around the 15th.
well, thank you so much, Miss Joyce. We appreciate your time and your expertise and your story and everything.
Great. Well, I love the virtual meetup. So until next month, thank you.
All right. Have a good day. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
All
Have a good
right.
day.
All right. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.